Hey, what is going on, YouTube? It's your boy, Brother Grok. We're doing a patch notes video for patch 0.2.3 for Predecessor.
Yes, sir. And I'm just gonna use your intro for my video.
Okay.
But I'll also say what's up.
Okay. I guess let's get started a little bit on this one. First change is the Countess nerfs, which nerf and one small buff. I actually don't really think
it doesn't really do much. The
movement speed is by far the most important part of this buff. I mean,
it's the movement speed and the Q time.
Yeah, the Q time, I did go ahead and test it out in practice before this video. You do have obviously a half second less of like travel time to like fake them out.
But realistically, you're queuing in.
It's
auto attack, right click, E, and then you Q back.
It's a super edge case to where that 0.5 is even going to make a difference. The movement speed, however, will hinder you.
It'll make the Qs harder to hit. Yeah.
But then that just makes you want to build Wraith leggings more. I think this is fine. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'd say we move on.
Yeah, Decker base physical power increased from 50 to 54. It's nothing. It's nothing crazy. Honestly, it makes her more viable in other positions than just.
I actually disagree with you there.
I think she could be viable in offlane.
Doubt it, because her cooldowns are too long. It really just makes her level 1 through 3 harass as her harassment in lane way stronger. If her cooldowns were lower, I'd say that she'd be fine in offlane. But her cooldowns are fucking ages. So
yeah, I wouldn't know because I haven't played Decker at all.
Yeah, but this just makes her harassment pretty good. Levels 1 through 3. After that, it's a little less relevant. You have a little bit better secure cleanup for last 5% HP on the ADC or support. You'll have a little bit easier of a time levels 1 through 3. I think this is more impactful than the Countess changes, other than the movement speed. But this is will help with harassment.
Yeah,
which is nice.
Drongo, I honestly didn't even know that he had CC immunity in his ult.
And it just now correctly states that he has CC immunity. Well, that's his big shotgun blast, isn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't even know there was CC immunity in this game, by the way. I had no idea. I didn't know that was.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
Wait, did I?
Yeah, because Chimera's E.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
True. Okay. Next. Gadget. See, this is actually where I think the buff is super, super gross. The 5% scaling might not seem like too big of a deal. You are spamming the fuck out of sticky plants.
Dude, it already did a lot of damage.
Like smaller percentage scale, like this isn't a huge buff, by the way. Like YouTube, I'm not trying to make it seem like this is gonna make Gadget one-shot people, but you are spamming the ever-living fuck out of this ability constantly.
I mean, you won't be as much anymore because it's on a higher cooldown.
Oh, true. I literally didn't. I thought this was a cooldown buff. Okay, never mind. This change kind of sucks. And in a good way, Gadget's is a pretty buff pony. With the cooldown increases, I thought this was a decrease when I read this at work.
I think it's just like a sideways adjustment. It's not really a nerf or a buff to the sticky mine. It just, I think, evenly changes it into a different direction. Like, you have to think more about when you're using it.
I disagree with you only because the nerf is quite literally 2 seconds across the board, which you would think, okay, well, you're getting more scaling. Well, this only matters at endgame, and if your endgame is at 8 seconds, then you're not throwing it out nearly as much, so the 5% damage doesn't make a difference. So I guess you could say it's at least a net nothing, but the 5% won't make a fucking difference because you're doing a lot less damage by not doing it more.
I will say I am a fan of the root duration decrease.
Yes, dude. Oh
that shit is so unbelievably annoying to run into.
See,
Because it's like
plea.
either I run into it and hope that I can kill her before she gets out of range, or I walk around it and hope that I can still catch up, right?
Here is my plead with the predecessor devs. If by ungodly chance this is the one video that blows me the fuck up, please add diminishing returns to CC abilities in this game. The reason nerfs like these are so desperately needed, in my opinion, is because you can be chain CC'd for fucking ever. Just add diminishing returns, and then like then a quarter of a second isn't going to make that much of a difference. So, but this is huge because there's no diminishing returns. That quarter second could mean the difference between you blinking or not. So, I like this, but don't like this because I've been playing Gadget more.
I'm pretty sure you can still blink if you're rooted.
No.
You can't?
Nope.
Wow. That's wild.
Yep. So it is, and if you can, then I guess I'm stupid because I've tried.
All right.
Grux
change. I'm a fan of this.
This makes him squishy, and not Countess.
I'm a fan.
Gadget gives, but this makes him.
He does too much
early.
He does too much damage for how tanky.
Yeah, he's so tanky, building full damage or at least full bruiser, building nothing really into defense.
I'm a fan of this change.
I'm a huge fan of Grux nerfs. Actually, this is healthy. I don't think it makes him fucking shitty or anything.
Oh yeah, obviously. For sure. Yeah, he's still going to be viable.
Like this health,
very
health decrease, kind of irrelevant.
Right, but the armor, it's the armor that's the big impact.
And I mean big impact. I'm air quoting here. This still isn't a huge change, but it's nice. Next buff, but next change. I keep saying buff. Next change is Howie. It's a side grade. It's totally fine. It'll be nicer for Howie players to not get fucking annihilated so easily, and the knocking back enemies less. It kind of doesn't matter that much because I feel like that's not the reason most Howies are using it.
Yeah, most of the time you're going to be using it as a means to get away or chase, and I think that the bigger part of it is the self.
For sure.
Well, actually, no, when I think about it, since I am a jungle main, and I play a lot of melee characters, this 20% decrease
matters a lot.
Yeah, because it's like I've had multiple occasions where I'm chasing down a Howie, and he tries to mine away.
Yep.
And you're still right next to him.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen anymore. So I think this is just all around a good, small buff for Howie.
I think it's a good change for the frustration of melee. Like, cause personally, I'm a Countess player, as you guys will come to learn on my YouTube channel. I like to play a lot of Countess. His landmine is like the most anti-fun button on the planet fucking Earth. It's worse than Blink because at least Blink you feel like you got something out of it. You got a 10-second cooldown with landmine. And a good Howie will keep you away with landmine, and he will not let you get close with landmine in his right click. So I like this. I also like that it gives Howies more of an escape rather than a fuck you get away from me button. I way prefer that.
All right.
Anything else?
Nope. I'm gonna get us started on Kallari.
Oh, poor my main. Kallari, dude.
Yeah, quite a hefty nerf to the E.
Except for late game base damage does go up quite a bit.
It goes up by 20, but
yeah,
the scaling kind of.
I will say the scaling is an oof on this one.
7%
on something that only scaled to 25% is a big damage decrease.
I don't think the nerf to the ult is that crazy. It is 30 damage at every level, but
I think it makes such a big difference in the
dude. If you get Nex, dude, Nex does so much damage. So you're usually ulting and then Nex back into them, and then you're in range for auto attack, right bumper, or right bumper, right mouse button.
Right, he's I don't think this takes Kallari's power out of the game for sure. I definitely think, especially because I've been playing Kallari mid. I don't think I've posted a YouTube video on that yet, but I've been playing Kallari mid, and it's stupid if you know how to play it. Like, if you actually know how to play and you're willing to sacrifice a little bit of lane pressure and just wait for your jungler to intervene, you will run away with the game because you have 2 junglers that just run around and fuck duo lane for days. Like, that's what you're doing. And the Kallari nerfs, I think, are a good thing because SpookyGhost can attest. I have been dominating mid lane so fucking hard with Kallari, and he also dominates jungle with it, but that seems normal. The fact that I'm dominating mid lane, kind of crazy. So I think it's deserved.
Overall, this was needed.
I think so. I think he's a little overtuned. I think he'll still be plenty viable. Wouldn't worry about it, Kallari mains.
Yeah.
I think it hurts, but it's fine. You'll still kill people. All right. Chimera change. I mean, good, I guess.
It's just a bug fix. It's a description.
Yeah, it's a description thing. I mean, I guess now I know. Next, Narbash. I can't remember what this does. I can't remember what Song of My People does.
This is the heal, yeah. Which is really good because if anyone built anti-heal, you just kind of didn't really do much. So doubling the scaling, yeah, that's gonna make a difference.
Kinda, because it's still only 10%, and Narbash doesn't build an incredible amount of power. So don't get me wrong, it does do something.
I don't know if it scales off of power. It might scale off of health.
If it does scale off of health, then it's good. If it scales off of power, then it's fine but irrelevant. It really doesn't do too much. But I like it.
It's cool. Not. It doesn't break Narbash by any means. It just makes him.
It's just a
more
nice
viable
quality of life change.
Yeah.
No, it just makes my quality of life change. Narbash mid video coming soon. I will get a good clip video of that. I will. Fuck. I promise. All right. Next one, Sevarog. I love this change so much. Base health, fucking who cares? It's 10 health on a really tanky character. Ugh. The healing from minions is super nice. Oh my god, that's so nice.
It's gonna help with the laning phase because he gets bullied by characters like Steel, Grux. You know, the early pressure off-lane characters can easily put some pressure on Sevarog early.
My boy Sevarog, I think this is a good step in the right direction. I still genuinely think he needs some more early game buffs. Something that won't necessarily affect him in the late game, but something that will help him pump his early game just a little bit. I think realistically what he needs is a cooldown reduction on his dash and maybe a mana increase. So maybe it's more punishing to use it a lot, but you can use it a lot. That's what I think Sevarog needs. Otherwise, this is a fantastic buff. I love to see it. Don't get me wrong. You're not going to see Sevarog start being like a dominant lane force anymore at all in the early game. But he won't just be dying on cooldown to steal level 4 spikes. So that's good. Oh, speaking of steel, that was a good segue.
Steel, mana cost change.
Mana cost.
75 at all ranks.
Which,
it's good. It's a good change. He's still really strong.
This changes nothing.
It literally just changes your early game mana sustain, and that's about it.
Yep. All right. On to items. We're gonna probably skip not skip them.
I'm excited for Road Crest.
Yeah, we're not gonna skip them, but we're not gonna spend a lot of time on them.
Yeah. I'm excited for this 2 extra power. It's gonna be. It's not gonna be so insane, nice but it's gonna be nice. You're gonna be.
It'll be nice for clear.
You aren't gonna spend as long clearing camps. So.
Yep.
That's all we gotta say for that.
The Tempest change. I do think this is incredibly good. I think Tempest low-key is the best one in this category. I think people think it's the Scepter.
The Obelisk.
The Scepter is the Obelisk. I think the Obelisk is fine. The bow one is also okay. This one is by far the best. If you are one of those characters like Gadget or like I think Gadget should get in there, man, because I don't know, it just makes more sense for me with her. And then I'm a Countess main, so I jump in and I build this, and people are like, "Why do you build this?" Because you deal damage, you get heals, it's AoE damage, it's the best. I think the base damage decrease is meh, because I don't think you're building this for the damage. The scaling increase is fine. It's a fine change. I think it is the best one. It definitely is. It's a scary item.
All right, Lockshaw. I'm gonna talk about this one.
Fucking idea. So this is all on you.
I'm really happy about this change because it's like, think about items like Tainted Scepter or Tainted Blade.
Yeah.
This is the tier 2 defensive for the anti-heal.
Oh,
and now it has that tier 2 anti-heal passive. I think that's the biggest change here. It's also nice that it has some magical armor, giving you a little extra tankiness for your tier 2 item, especially if they have like a countess. You know, this
is a Sephiroth item for sure.
I think. Also the cost decrease, right? 350 gold.
I think that is not like an L change from them on the cost, but I think it's absurd.
Well, they also took off 50 health, and they completely removed the health regen on the item.
Well, the only reason I say it's not an L change, I just think it's scary from a point of view of, like, I see this being built on Rampage. Like, I could see this being built on Rampage for, like, your first, like, a first item, something really similar. You build this, then you start building into something else.
No, dude, all the tank jungles build Fire Blossom first. This is not a Fire Blossom evolution.
Okay, so this would be like for Sephiroth, because this goes into Leviathan, doesn't it?
No, I don't think so. I think this is like Tainted Totem, because it's got the anti-heal.
Yeah. Well, so. Actually, no, because it was added to this passive was added to the anti-heal was added to this item. And I think this is
was it?
Yeah, so this is part of the Leviathan item. So that stacking health item that's similar to like Gauntlet of Thebes or something like that from Smite, Warmogs. This is now an anti-heal item that's going to give you a fuckload of health in Leviathan. Which this item actually might make Sephiroth cracked. Because Leviathan's your first or second item. You either take Leviathan.
I'm just going to go ahead and disagree with you because, you know, you'd still build an item like this on like Rampage or Steel.
No, I just think it'll make him cracked in the offlane variety. You would build this in offlane, and then you have immediate anti-heal, and that is something that is so nice, especially when you're potion trading early. Like, this is still, you're building this by level 5 or level 4 or level 3.
Well, so I think we're ready to move on.
The Crystal Astral Catalyst, I love this change, even though I use this item a lot.
25% was a bit much.
I can get my cooldowns. I can get my ult cooldown off in like 13 seconds playing Countess.
I think if they even took this down to like 15%, it would still be built, you know.
I think the 20% is fine and it could stay there forever, but 15% would be optimal.
Yeah. Augmentation, anyway, I'm really happy with this.
I'm so happy to see this item getting nerfed. I'm so sick of fucking Rampage jungle building this. I hate it.
It's not really nerfed per se. It's more just a change. The attack speed, like you're gonna be building this on Chimera.
Yeah,
this is a Chimera item for sure. Chimera and Grux are gonna get a lot out of this item.
I'm just glad Rampage is more than likely will build this less. Like, because Rampage
not necessarily,
which are not really full tank.
Really just depends on the match, right?
Yeah,
that's how augmentation always was. I just really like the item, so that's why I build it a lot.
But it is nice. I do like the attack speed supplemental thing, especially because attack speed seems like a pretty underwhelming stat, and I think more items need more of it. So
just not ADC items. Which,
yeah, just not ADC items.
Speaking of ADC items, I didn't even know Demolisher was being built on ADCs. I had no idea either. I don't really pay attention to ADC builds because
additional damage 50% to 35%. I actually don't know what this item does. So
I think it's like an auto attack stim.
Okay. So
look, it's called First Strike. I've personally never built this item, so I wouldn't know. I think it's like your first auto attack has increased damage.
well, it
or
says
some shit
something
like that.
in the description. Burst ADCs have been taking over with Demolisher and is one of the largest contributors to this. With Revenant on his way and Crit Kalari showing up more, we are comfortable with taking Demolisher down a notch. Okay, so it's obviously a hit towards Kalari. So Kalari's must have been playing this with the crit builds. I think that's fine. I guess I never built this when I was playing mid Kalari, and I never felt like I needed to. So
Yeah.
for me, sorry
I've
YouTube, I know bad
honestly,
YouTuber. I don't know what this item does. So
I honestly haven't even played Crit Galari.
yeah, I guess maybe I'll have to give it a try
Yeah.
before Revenant comes out. Anyway, on to the Dust Devil. I do know what this item is. This item is fucking awesome. I think it's so fun.
I actually, this is one of the items I
this
never really see anyone building.
This item is fun. I love building this on Sparrow. I actually think this is a cracked ass buff. I actually see myself building this.
Especially with Sparrow's E.
I see myself building this on Drago now because you get more attack speed plus the movement.
Or is it the Q that gives you the attack stim on?
It's the E.
It's the E. That's what I thought.
E on Sparrow. I think Dust Devil is a good item. This is actually I think a pretty nice change because I think this stacks 5 times. So the 1% increase is actually a 5% increase, which is nice. And then the movement speed is just cracked. Having 5% extra movement speed is super, super nice. Super based item.
Alright, Legacy.
I don't know what the fuck this does.
I don't either. I have not. I might have built this like once.
This looks like a support item. I'm sorry, support players. I know, bad YouTuber. I apologize.
No, this looks like a bruiser item for
could be
someone like Grux maybe.
Oh yeah, well yeah, because it has like 40 power. It had 30 power. So 30 power seems like a support, like a physical support item. I don't care. I'm sorry, YouTube. I don't care about Legacy. If it's a real popular
honestly,
item, let me know.
That decrease in ability haste makes it look less appealing to me.
Yeah, the 10 power is like
the 10 power increase.
Ability haste is so fucking busted in Predecessor. I think that's just an L move on the part of this item. Like, not from Predecessor. If it's been a busted item, I get it. But the ability haste nerf makes it very much less appealing. At least coming from the point of view of a Countess mid player, I like ability haste. I like ability haste more than I like penetration. It's just better. Anyway, next
Leviathan. I think this is going to be
right. I was right. They added.
I think this is going to be like a must-have item for Tinky characters.
I think this is now probably
this and Fire Blossom. You're kind of trolling if you're not building both of these items.
Health regen has been decreased from 225 to 150. That fucking sucks. That's probably the worst part about the Leviathan nerf, in my opinion. The money change was nice. 150 down. Losing 50 health. It's probably not that big of a deal. Added magical armor. 30. Nice. The gain 5% damage mitigation doubled versus targets affected with blight. That is busted, dude. That is crazy. Because you'll get 10% if
they're dealing magical damage to you.
Yeah, if they're dealing. Yeah, that's crazy.
So like, this is probably the biggest nerf to Countess.
Yeah, dude, this Countess offlane became hard because of this item. I actually don't know how viable Countess like. I think people are in my YouTube comments, if they comment, will be like, you're overrating this item so much. I don't think you understand how close fights are in offlane at like level 5 and 6, and you need all of that extra healing, and you're getting your healing cut off by 40%, plus you're dealing less damage to them. I'm just saying, I think this item is straight up fucking busted. I love it. I think it's actually really cool. I don't think Countess truly belonged in the offlane in my eyes, other than in counter matchups like Fang Mao. Like, I'm gonna fuck up a Fang Mao all day long. Kalari, I'm gonna fuck up Kalari. You take it into the assassins where you know that you can outlast them, but I don't think Countess should be bullying Sephiroth. I just don't think that should be a thing. Anyway. Anything else? Sorry, I kind of took the reins on the Leviathan item.
That's fine, because I'm going to take the reins for the next two items.
Yeah, these ones are
Malady,
for you.
Not really that big of a deal. 100 extra gold. It's going to set you back at, like, maybe a camp in the jungle. That's fine.
Yeah, agreed.
It doesn't really do much. And, like, you're still getting XP for doing another camp, as well as the gold you need to finish Malady. It's just like a very minor nerf. Again, to kind of counteract characters like Feng Mao, even though I think Feng Mao needs a little more love. I don't think he's like super weak, but he definitely needs a little love. And Kalari. Those are like the main ones that really use this item.
Yeah, I definitely think
Mutilator.
Mutilator, there we go.
Mutilator, it's still gonna get built. It's still really strong item.
I do think so, but
I think it's definitely closer to the point of balance now.
Agreed.
But the Mutilate passive is still really strong.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Especially with tanky characters building Leviathan. It's still going to do plenty. You're still going to get a lot out of this item, and it's still a staple item.
I totally agree with that on a lot of measures. I really think you're going to see this item still getting built a lot by Grux, even with his like decrease in health. And he's probably still not going to be building something like Leviathan first item, which I do think Grux should.
Chimera.
Build. Right? Yeah, Chimera. Chimera's for sure, but this is probably still, Feng Mao and Gruk and Chimera. This is probably a first item guaranteed. You have to build this first item, or second, every time.
I don't know. Augmentation looks more appealing first over Chimera, Mutilator now,
but not Feng Mao. Feng Mao, it's like I don't think attack speed benefits Feng Mao that much because you just auto reset.
I was talking more about Chimera and Grux.
Oh yeah, Grux, yeah.
Because augmentation has the little bit of extra true damage on hit.
Yeah, it does the on hit damage, which is nice for Grux, especially because he's auto canceling, and then once he does his combo, he's just gonna auto you down. So, yeah, I like the Mutilator nerfs. I still think it's gonna be crazy. So, let's continue on. I don't know.
I haven't had much use from Nightfall. They're just better items. Maybe with this gold change, it'll give more build diversity. But again, it's 100 gold. It's not a crazy difference.
It saves you 30 seconds versus, I don't know. I don't even know what this item does. So
yeah, I can't really remember what it does. But well, I'll have to mess around with it.
Fine change for me, I guess. Fine. It doesn't matter. Next one. Another item. I have no idea what this does, but I kind of get what it's doing from its description. It increases your healing.
Yep. From my knowledge, you were building this on like Rampage, along with Leviathan and Fire Blossom, items like that.
Cool. Yeah, 5% decrease healing. That's a quarter. Sucks for this item. Good nerf. Sucks for this item. Moving on. Good item coming up. 5 more ability haste. Thank you. Jesus.
It'll make it a lot easier for your bruisery characters to want to go into this item.
Yeah. For fucking sure.
Especially for characters like Grux, especially with his nerf, he's going to be taking more damage from all sources. So, this is a good item. Having that anti-heal so that they're not healing faster than you can deal the damage is nice. And now you just have ability haste added on to it. It's just a quality of life change for this item. Still a really good item. All the anti-heal items are really good.
Yeah, I think they need to be built more. Listen, people, please let this build. Please at least let this part blow up. Build anti-heal, please. Jesus.
Painted rounds. Attack speed increase.
5 attack speed does fucking nothing.
Not much to really say here. Just making it look more appealing so that you have more build diversity. Tainted Totem. I've played around with this a lot, actually, recently.
I don't know what the Nirvana passive does.
Yeah, I don't remember what the passive does. I was literally building this item because it was like, okay, it gives me both physical and magical armor, and it has anti-heal. I guess
that's right. Crunch Rampage.
I guess I would have to read the passive for this item to fully understand this change. But that just sounds like it's a nerf. So
yeah, sounds like it's a nerf. Had no idea. Another item I've literally never fucking used in my life. Don't even know what this does. Unless you have, I'm gonna move on from this one.
Yeah, Tectonic Mallet. Yeah, it's just a nerf.
Yeah, it's just a 10
it's
magical
just
power nerf.
Yeah, 10 magical armor nerf.
Yeah,
makes it a little less appealing, but the reason you're building this is for the movement speed.
Right.
Anyway, so yeah.
I don't think this hurts this item at all. It's still gonna get.
When I read this Terminus bug fix, I did not know this was a thing.
I had no idea.
But thinking about it, like thinking back on it, I was like, holy fuck. I've had situations where I'm boxing a Murdoch and they have a shield and I just couldn't kill them.
So this actually does affect.
I'm pretty sure I have run into this bug without even knowing what Terminus does, because I don't play carry.
Yeah, this item to me means nothing.
Yeah, so
I will learn what these items do over time. But for now, I don't know.
It's a bug fix that also nerfs the item.
Yeah.
True Silver Bracelet. No idea what the fuck this is.
I don't know what this is. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't know what Terminus does with this fix bug with the shield can stack infinitely. Thank God, that's a nice nerf. The True Silver Bracelet, great, dude. It lost 50 health. That sucks, I guess. I don't even know what this item is, so we're just gonna move on to Void Helm, which Void Helm, it's a fucking great item. Getting more movement speed makes it a pog. So
yeah,
that is
the patch. 0.2.3.
It is a smaller, kind of small balance patch just to flavor up the game a little bit. I'm looking forward to the Revenant patch, hoping for a little bit more of a meta shift. I know the meta shifts are hard.
I think the meta shift with the Rev patch is mostly just going to be Rev getting added into the game.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be too many buffs and nerfs on this.
I really want to see maybe another steel nerf, because I don't think that mana was enough.
I want to see a steel nerf, and I'm going to say I need a rampage nerf. This guy is absurd. I'm floored that he didn't get nerfed. I think he's more powerful than Kalari. I think he's more powerful than Grux. I think he's more powerful than Steel. I think he's more powerful than all the characters that got nerfed on this whole list, except for maybe he's less powerful than Gadget. I think Gadget is actually probably low-key the best mid laner in the game after playing her a few games. We'll see what happens. I might get crucified for that comment, but Gadget is nuts if you know how to play her. I mean, just crazy.
I'm also really hoping that next patch will include some quality of life things, like a post-match screen with detailed stats, changing the scoreboard in game, like when you're in a match, it takes up the whole entire screen. I feel like these are like easy things to implement, and I feel like they should be in the game on the Rev patch.
I'd also I know this sounds like such a not important thing, for, but I really would like to see an after-match report or like damage charts, things like that. Also, an in-match without having to go to my fucking shop. An in-match stat screen is the most important thing to me. I like to know what my build is doing. I like to know what my build is.
Like similar to like League and Smite, how it's like a little tiny box in the corner.
All right, and listen here, Omida Games or whatever the hell, Predecessor people.
Omida.
Fix your fucking buff UI. Please make that better. Add a timer. Make it way more obvious. Put it above your abilities. Right there. Put it above your abilities. It is one of the... I didn't even know I could tell how long buffs were lasting until like a week ago. So fix that shit. Please. That is my biggest complaint. Period. Fix your buff UI. Oh, not fix it. Do something different. Please, Jesus. Anyway.
All right, I've got nothing else to say.
Yeah, I got nothing else to say. Anyway. Thank you, YouTube.
Hope you guys enjoyed.
You guys for watching. Like and subscribe. I'll do another one. We'll make this less awkward next time.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you all for watching. With that being said, go hit up Brother Grok on YouTube. He needs some support. He's got the best, and I'm not even joking right now, the best thumbnail game in Predecessor right now. Go check it out. With that being said, leave a like, leave a comment, hit that sub button, and I'll see you guys next video. Peace the fuck out, motherfuckers.